Marisha here, and today I'm going to tell you what I think is the best thing to do in Manchester. Now, Manchester has a lot to offer, a lot of really high quality museums that are free. You have the Manchester Art Gallery, you have Manchester Museum, which is similar to it's kind of a cross between the British Museum and maybe like the Horniman or the Natural History Museum. It has a T Rex, it has some ancient Egyptian artifacts, it actually has some living animals, some frogs and lizards and such, a wide variety of things. You have the People's History Museum, which talks about kind of like the history of labor unions, which I think is really important for people to know about as we get in further and further into late stage capitalism and people are exploited. But even better than all of these places, I would say, is John Ryland's library. Now, if you put John Ryland's library into Google Maps, you might get taken to the University of Manchester library, and it is not that library. Now, it's not a terrible thing if that happens because the University of Manchester is a really pretty campus to wander around, and it also is where Manchester Museum is. So you can sort of make the best of the situation if that happens to you. Ask me how I know. But the real John Rylands library that you want to go to is more centrally located, and it is gorgeous. It's this beautiful old building, and when you first enter, it looks like a modern library. There's a part of it that is like the modern, normal, like library where people would actually go and check out books. But then you climb up some stairs and you get to the older section, and then you're getting into like the reading room that looks very similar to like Trinity College Library, right? Where you have the huge kind of vaulted ceilings and you have the floor to ceiling old books with the wheelie ladders and you have like the study desks and everything. It's very atmospheric and beautiful. And then they also have a separate room with some really special works in their collection that are on display that you can see and you can read about. And so, some examples of the things that you can see there's a fragment from the Gospel of John, right? One of the very earliest copies of the Gospel of John. There's an old scroll of the Book of Esther. There's a Shakespearean first folio, those kinds of things. So be thinking similar to the kinds of things that the British Library has on display, but it's a smaller, more intimate room, and it's in a building that is, I think, more beautiful architecturally than the British Library. A very much an opportunity to, you've been out in Manchester, which is this like busy, obviously modern city, um, and then you step into this part of John Ryland's library, and it's like you are stepping back in time. And it is peaceful, and you do have that opportunity to view some of these really incredible old works of literature, and it's a nice bit of kind of serenity in the middle of what probably would be kind of a bustling, busy trip otherwise when you're seeing the other things that Manchester has to offer. So, lots to see and do there. I think that, Manchester makes a great day trip or weekend trip or whatever, depending on, I guess, where you are in the UK. But if you had to just do one thing, then I would put a plug in for John Ryland's library. Like, subscribe, tell your friends how gnarly this channel is, and I'll see you next time.